Hello, welcome to Spanish Lessons with Dr. Alan Davison. The videos in this series are designed to be used with the Blurzo el Burro graded Spanish reader. The reader is available at Amazon.com or through my website at blurzo.com. Have fun! Today we will look at the future tense. We have already seen that the simple present can render a near future meaning. So if you say simply yo hablo, that can mean I will talk. For example, you could say yo te hablo mañana. I will talk to you tomorrow. We've also seen the ir plus a plus the infinitive construction, voy a plus an infinitive, voy a hablar, voy a trabajar, voy a estudiar, to also render a future meaning. I'm going to speak, I'm going to work, I'm going to study. But here with this tense now, we are looking at the true future tense. This would be the equivalent of what we say in English, I will work, I will speak, I will go, whatever it might be. Okay, the future tense for the conjugations, what we do is we simply take the entire infinitive as the root. So if we're going to outline the standard six-person paradigm, we take the entire infinitive there, and we add the following endings. Okay, hablaré, hablarás, hablará, hablaremos, hablaréis, hablarán. And the stress, of course, we have the written accents there, so hablaré, hablarás, hablará. The nosotros form is the only form that does not carry a written accent. The stress naturally falls here on the second to last, and that's where we want it. Hablaremos, hablaréis. Of course, that's a diphthong, one syllable. Hablarán. So, those are the standard endings for the future tense. Let's try another verb, another regular verb. Let's try comer. Okay, we take the entire infinitive, add those endings, and what do we end up with? Comeré, comerás, comerá, comeremos, no accent, comeréis, and comerán. Okay, pretty simple. Most all verbs that we conjugate in the future tense use the entire infinitive as the root. But there are some, and as we've seen before, the ones we're looking at here are irregular verbs. That is, they're the most common verbs, and we've seen them before in other tenses being irregular as well. What we do for these verbs, and we have the list here on the left, is we use an irregular root. So for decir, the root is dir, for hacer, ar, for poder, podr, poner, pondr, querer, querr, saber, sabr, salir, saldr, tener, tendr, venir, vendr, haber, habr. Okay? So let's take the first one of these, decir. It's future conjugation, taking that irregular stem, dir. The future conjugations would be, let's get our red, diré, dirás, dirá, diremos, diréis, dirán. English translation, I will say, you will say, he, she, usted will say, we will say, y'all will say, they will say. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try, let's try querer. That's a little bit unusual because you end up with the two R's there. Oops, we want to go back to our black again to start us off. Querer. So the root is going to be querr for all six forms. And the double R, of course, we know is the trilled R. So we end up with I will want, I shall want if you were in England. Querré, querrás, querrá, querremos, no accent. Querréis, querrán, they will want. All right, so that's the way the future tense works. All of these on the left have the irregular root. Every other verb in Spanish will be regular. Another use for the future tense is to express probability. For example, if you had the question, ¿Dónde está Carlos? Where is Carlos? You might hear the response, Carlos estará en la cafetería. That could mean that he will be in the cafeteria at a future hour, but in response to this question, more likely it would be understood to mean that he is probably in the cafeteria. Estará en la cafetería. Another question you might hear is, ¿Qué hora es? Somebody's asking what time it is, and you might say it's probably 5 o'clock. So you, instead of saying son las 5, you would say serán las 5. Future tense of the verb ser. Serán las 5.